Welcome back, everyone. It's Bob Martin, the RCSubGuy, here with Logan and Jason. It's a new week. It's Monday, and we are back in the shop after a short week last week. Lots going on. Let's get things started. All right, Logan, what do you got going on here?
Well, just filled in the gap at the front of the Pisces, remasking a few of the windows because a few of them got knocked off after being jostled, replacing the reinforcements across the top. I've still got a few more parts to go, but after that we can hit it with primer, see what this looks like, and start moving on towards some of the nicer aesthetic.
Yeah. We're gonna go for steel finish. We've not tried this steel finish before. I'm super excited. This is we're just gonna work on this for a little bit, and then we got to get onto some other stuff. But we need to keep going on it because it's so darn cool. And Jason is working on our baby skipjack, little 96 skipjack. Why are you putting a new receiver in our skipjack?
Well, the old receiver in here kind of pooped out on us, so we replaced it. Now I'm just got to rerun the antenna through the blowhole here and snap everything back down and tidy it up, and
it'll be ready for the water.
And see how she looks.
So we fixed the rudder. The rudder should be working now. But yeah, there's nothing more frustrating than getting anything working, and it's not your fault, and all of a sudden the receiver just decided to stop working. So we had to source a new receiver, get it in there, get it all plumbed up and working again. So that was fun. And then in the background here, we've got Argonaut. This is all charged up, ready to go. We've got the bow planes all figured out. They got a little goofy on us last time we were at the pond, but we need to make a little coupler for the back here. This works perfectly on the bench, but for whatever reason, when we get on the water, let me undo this, it like jams in this position. It's perfectly loose, no problem, but in the water it disconnects and it's like jammed there. So we're gonna make a little coupler, that way it'll never come loose and back to the pond. So this is what we came up with for our catch, our foolproof, bulletproof catch. So it's still magnetic, it's still super easy to connect. You just drop it in, it locks in place. But it can't go forward and it can't go back. It's completely locked into place. I really like this. There we go. Tain't no way that's coming undone now. So we're going to strip this out now, and we're going to get ready for some paint. All right, we are doing an experiment to see if we can simulate a real steel finish on this. So we got gloss black on this pipe, and Logan is going to take a little bit of pure graphite powder, maybe a little more than that, and he's going to rub it into the paint finish. Oh yeah, baby. Now just buff it, like polish it, drive it right into the paint. Yep.
Looks like steel to me.
Oh yeah. That is cool.
It's kind of a hammered look too.
I think we got a winner. Well, that's because it was just a little bit, whatever. We are going to have a steel submarine. Tuesday morning, Jason and I knocked out the order for this 250 cylinder. That's going to be going in a really cool 196 Sturgeon kit. And then what are you going to be working on here right now?
Right now I got a Easy Driver. Yeah.
250 Easy, and that's going in like a blue back or something, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, a little blue back.
Throw the two ends on. Gotta
Dynamic diver, yeah.
put some linkages in and good to go.
Off to the races. Cool stuff. Other things we got going on. Logan yesterday did some more sanding on Sharky McSharkface. He's getting close. We got it. I don't know if we're going to get to it this week, but we will need to start working on the watertight box for this. I think actually we will. Or maybe the thrusters. That'd be smarter. We'll do the thrusters next. And Argonaut. We got a coat of paint on here. I like this sheen. We found Ace Hardware has some of the best paint that we've ever used. Ace Hardware of all places. This stuff is incredible paint. Goes on really, really nice. I want to show you this here so you can see super faintly the numbers in there. And what I did, I stole a page from Merriman's book. These are supposed to be red, these numbers. But rather than painting them on, I painted a base coat under them in red, put the stickers on, painted it. Now, theoretically, when we peel those off, we're going to have some red numbers. After that, we're going to get on to some draft markings. You can see we got some dry transfers from Woodland Scenics so they can write out Argonaut in them. Skipjack got all finished up yesterday. That's ready for the water. So next couple of days, we're going to have a boat to test. Pure graphite powder on a hammered silver hull. We're going to see what this looks like. I made the call not to do black. Now we're going to see if it pays off. Made it super shiny. Dang it. I think it needs to be black. So, didn't like the finish that it was originally out. So we painted it black, satin black. And you can see the difference between just the satin black and where we just did a little bit of the graphite on there. From a distance, it looks really, really cool. And maybe it's hard to tell in the video, but trust me, it looks really, really cool. So all of these details here are going to be like brass. So it'll be steel, brass. You get a little soot coming out of the smokestack. Yeah, pretty cool. Logan rigged up, we call it the watermelon, the spinning little watermelon thing in the back yesterday.
I like it's here. It's like little tiles almost.
Yeah, well, what's interesting is that's faceting from the original file. It was a very, very low resolution file that Peter Pohl did up, but it just lends itself really well to making it look cool and steampunky. So yeah, coming along, picking at it from 10-minute increments here and there as we find time. All right, so Jason and I were talking the other day, and one of the most frustrating things about building cylinders is the
Ballast tank.
Ballast tank is a royal pain in the butt because we've got a servo mounted in the dry compartment that runs through the bulkhead through a seal, and you've got linkages for both the gas backup and the vent. So what we're trying to figure out is if we could simplify that both from a reliability standpoint and from a manufacturability standpoint, and this is what we came up with. So this is just a little mock-up. So this is a waterproof solenoid valve mounted to the ballast tank directly. So there's no linkages, no seals, nothing like that. There'll just be two wires going into the dry compartment. We got a really soft rubber seal mounted to the solenoid that goes into just a piece of brass tubing there to create the vent. And it works really well. If we dunk it, we can show you guys what that ends up. So no leaks, nothing like that. But it vents really quickly. Like I'd say, well, it is leaking because we didn't put enough silicone around that one bolt. This is just not obviously a production unit. This is a proof of concept unit. But let me see if I can help. Under the water. And done. So that is about a, 6-inch tank? 5-inch tank?
Probably.
Big, or, like a Gatto has a 10-inch tank, and that maybe took 4 seconds, 5 seconds. So we could vent it in about 10 seconds. And you can adjust the vent time probably by just sleeving the vent with, you know, like a 3/32 tube. You can make it slower or whatever you want to do. So pretty cool. Now, the only thing we need to figure out, and we didn't really think about this, is how to do the gas backup.
More testing coming soon.
Tuesday, coming up on quitting time. 212 kit under construction, making good progress. Actually just started this and we're like 50% of the way done. It's going quick, right? No, he's ignoring us. Okay, it is Wednesday today, and we didn't take a lot of video during the day. I'll just show you what we got done because it was like 3 kind of big things that we just picked at all day. Jason knocked out a lot more on these cylinders. We're going to be finishing these up tomorrow. We got some gearboxes to build, tube sections to put together.
Ballast, I got to cut.
Ballast sections. Big part of the day was spent on this guy here. This like glow in the dark 212. That is completely done, tested, trimmed, ready for paint. So I'm just waiting for the owner to let me know if he wants it fluorescent pink or bright baby blue. I'm just kidding. He's not going to want either of those. What else we got going on here?
Argonaut Tower.
Argonaut. It's black. Looks like the boat from the museum thing. We got the periscopes in place. Logan did the lettering on the sail. Our dry transfers, Logan spent like 3 hours putting these all together, did an amazing job getting ready to transfer on. And these are just old. They don't stick. No matter what we did, we tried like 100 different things. If you guys know how to make old dry transfers work, let me know. But I looked up a bunch of stuff on the internet. I couldn't see anything. So, not cool. Basically, the sail's all done. We're just waiting on the dry transfers for the lower hull, and it'll be ready for the water. And Logan is detailing Pisces. You guys saw a little bit of that yesterday while he was away. That's looking pretty darn cool. That is shiny boat. And it's just going to pop like crazy once we get that brass work all painted up. So, like tomorrow, I think what I'll do is I'll mark out with a little bit of brass paint everything I want brass, and you can go to town. You do a really, really good job painting.
Yeah, I really enjoy precision work, so that's why I love working here.
And there you go. Cool stuff. Hey everyone, it's Thursday morning. Jason and Logan took off to go grab a bunch more molds because we are tidying things up here. We're finding a new home for some of these big molds. I'll have more information concerning that coming up in the near future. Not that it's going to affect you guys much, but just going to change where we're doing the production. Some other things that we got going on here. Hey, a couple boats are going to be coming up here. I am letting my bat boat go, or bat ski boat go, even though it pains me. I just got to realize I am going to be utterly and completely swamped with work for like forever. And as cool as this is, I'm just never going to get to it. So somebody needs to grab this thing. It's up on the site, ready to go. Actually, what I got to do too is include this thing, this monstrous motor that I got to go with it. So that is up on the website. But let's talk about something that I know everyone is going to be really interested in. Once we finished up that giant Baleo, I was inundated with questions, people wanting to buy the kit or buy that boat. Well, you're in luck. Now's the time to put your money where your mouth is. The owner of that boat has had some health issues and some life changes, and as such, he feels it may be beneficial to find a new home for it. If not, well, we're going to ship it to him, and he'll figure things out with it. But if any of you is seriously interested in this 10-foot Baleo class submarine, the USS Barbell, I've got the video from the testing up on the site. It's an absolutely gorgeous boat. Really unique. You're not going to see many of those at the pond. It is not going to be cheap, as you can well imagine. I believe he is looking for something in the vicinity of $11,000. He has a lot of money into it. And honestly, the value is there. Hugely unique boat and worth every nickel. If you're interested, hit me up. We'll hook you up with a gigantic Baleo. It is Friday afternoon at coming up on 2 already. The day is winding down, but we've been busy. Jason just finished packing up a Gotland class. This will be going from here to Austin, and then Austin to Australia. So there's going to be a well-traveled boat. And we got a surprise in the shop for you. We got trouble. You're the trouble. Sub-Ed is here. We're going to be doing Fitz's flotation foam fun boat thing tomorrow. And we're going to be bringing Argonaut, and Ed's got his perpetually amazingly running shark that is going to be there as well. But some cool things going on. Ed, he's transferring in a 900 megahertz receiver into his Thunder Tiger Neptune. And equally as exciting, but more so for me, is we've gone ahead and transferred 900 megahertz gear into Argonaut. And you can see the crossways antennas inside here. So there's two antennas oriented to 90 degrees to each other. Bench tests are looking amazing, and we spent the day setting up our Free Sky Horus radios. So this one's Ed's, and I'll show you mine. So this is my radio. We spent a couple of hours programming it this morning. How cool is that? This is loaded up with a generic control program for submarines with cruciform rudders. So all of the radios that we're going to carry are going to come pre-programmed and ready to go with those. These are going to power the 900 megahertz module in the back. You can see it's got this port right here, so it doesn't drain the main transmitter battery. Hours and hours of fun. We're going to try it at 500 milliwatts first, and then if we need to, we can bump it up to a watt. Super excited to get that boat in the water with the new radios. And last but not least, Logan has been super busy throwing paint on Pisces. We're doing some silver highlights on the kind of chrome hull, and we're trying to figure out paint. I think we're going to go with like brass on the conning tower, but it is looking pretty darn cool. Might do a wash, maybe some rust. So for anyone interested, this is the Thunder Tiger Neptune. This was put out, oh gosh, was it 10 years ago maybe? Thunder Tiger was really manufacturing these en masse, and I think about $600 brand new is what they used to go for. But this is a full static diving submarine that uses a peristaltic pump right here to fill and empty this bladder inside. And this was a super solid boat. It was actually really amazing. You got your ballast module, you got your battery. Oh, I'm surprised you didn't swap this out for a LiPo or something there, Ed. You got this old school 2 amp sealed lead acid battery.
I want to swap it out, but the problem is, how do you access it to? I don't want to leave it in the boat. You know, you got to look at what you got to disassemble to get to the battery.
You know what's interesting, and I never thought about this. This off gas is hydrogen, and this is designed to charge from the outside.
I always keep my SLAs in the wet.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just thinking it's an interesting design consideration, because when you charge sealed lead acid battery, one of it'll off gas hydrogen.
Well, we do keep the cover off to charge. You charge.
Oh, they put the plates there. Yeah,
But
yeah.
just hope you're not running. I think it's 10% amperage. Above that, the rating in the batteries, you'll begin to gas in here, where there's
fun stuff.
Brushed motor. Right.
Yep.
It has all those little electric
arcs. Yep. So Ed's got a brass prop upgrade. I can see in the back there. This is what does everybody call this boat again?
All right. I when I first saw the Neptune, I was inspired by the DSRV Mystic, right? So I gave it a paint job, but instead of saying, "Oh, look, it's the DSRV, the New London," inspiring after keeping that Southeast Connecticut thing, they call it the Boat of Boba Fett.
Instead of the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is definitely Boba Fett-esque, for sure. But the one thing that I wanted, and then we can go on with this, to comment about this. This boat is so heavily over-engineered. It's insane. Look, this is like 1/4-inch thick acrylic tubing. I mean, you'd have to run the numbers, but I mean that thing's got to be rated to like 200 feet.
Yeah, look at that.
Or something.
What is that, 1/4-inch? But see,
3/8, yeah.
Yeah, with and you bolt it down with
giant stainless bolts. Yeah. If any of you, and I've said this before, are lucky enough to come by a Thunder Tiger Neptune, grab it. There's a lot of boat there, and they're a ton of fun to drive. But this guy's getting the 900 megahertz treatment, and we'll see how she does maybe in my pool tonight. All right, it is Saturday, and technically this is still the week, so we haven't done the end of the week video. We wanted to show, so we're down at Sylvan Rodriguez Park in Houston for Fitz's Fun Float event. Ed is here prepping Shark, and we're getting ready to launch there. We got our skipjack and Argonaut getting ready to go. Weather's just about perfect. We got a little breeze. It's maybe high 80s. Right now.
It's supposed to be 102 or something later, but we got a nice breeze.
We'll be
nice
gone
shade.
by then. Yeah. So this is like try number 3 or 4 for Argonaut. But we're really, really excited because we are going to be testing that 900 megahertz radio system that Ed and I goofed around with yesterday. So let's get started. Listening to port.
Get that prop fully submerged.
Well, it's just because it's up at full surface water line.
The ones with like.
Oh, hell yeah.
Cool, the water's just clear too.
Yeah. Well, aside from this, like, weird port side. I'm gonna goose it and see what happens.
Drag it across the bottom.
So preliminary testing looks pretty good. I mean, if Jason can drive it, anybody can drive it. It's got a pretty decent little turning radius. It's fully surfaced right now. That prop's sucking air. Not cavitating, as a lot of people might say. It's got a tiny list to port, but that's really easily corrected. It goes like crazy. Super fast boat. All right, Fitz, what the heck are you playing with?
It's a little sub I found at an airplane meet. It's cute as a button.
And you said it's got a full static dive system.
Yeah, I can. It's fully up. I hit down.
Oh, look at that.
not the most accurate thing. I just try to cover it.
What kind of ballast system is in it? Do you know?
I can hear it turning, so I don't know if it's maybe
Like a little plunger?
I think so.
Yeah.
But it's great because it'll turn on a dime.
Wow.
It goes forward and back. You can do both at the same time. So.
Very cool.
It was like $40, I think. Some no-name brand out of China or something. some vendor had a bunch of toys and stuff. I said, well, that looks cool. For $40, I'll give it a shot.
That would be perfect for people with like an aquarium at home.
Yeah. Or a pool. Chase the fish around.
Yeah.
And it's neat. It has a water switch, so it charges by USB connector.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no on-off switch on it. You just stick it in the water and it's
automatically turns on. Yeah.
And the transmitter is off until you press a button of some sort.
So cool. There's Shark 591 doing her thing. Never phased. Eventually. That is a submarine, right? It's a little false start on Nathan's boat. The drive shaft slipped a little bit, but that's no problem. Just tighten up the bolt and we'll be back in business again. It's a permit, 70-second permit. Go.
And what would you say? It would be what, 200 yards?
No, not yards. 200 feet.
So the day is done. We're heading back to the shop to pick up the last event stuff, and then he's gonna head back to Dallas. Jason's already on his way back with our boats. I am happy to report Argonaut performed about as flawlessly as could be expected of a quasi-maiden voyage, so that was pretty awesome. Little Skipjack did really good too. Got a little bit of a rudder issue to look after, but you see in that video it performed really well too. And at the end of the day, we're all driving home with boats in the car. It's always a good day when you come back with what you left with. Last little discussion. This was for us the premiere outing with 900 megahertz radio. That was in Argonaut. Do you have thoughts? No, I know you weren't driving it, but
There's no problem with radio frequencies in North America. There's none. This is the answer. That's all I'm going to say.
that's pretty well it. So I was driving the boat. what I saw, close range performance was absolutely glitch free. Had excellent feedback between the radio and the control of the boat, which obviously has a lot to do with the actual setup of the boat. The most important thing I love though is getting real-time feedback from the receiver as to the strength of the signal that it's receiving. So in my particular case, it was reading that signal strength in decibels. Up close, it's 100 decibels. So we could actually talk about this in percentage, I guess, kind of. 100% right next to us. I took that boat out. How far was the far side of that fountain?
Oh, you were, I would say, right off the bat, 80 yards easily.
Yeah, so I'm like 200 feet, 230 feet. I got down to about 40 decibels, so that's about 40%, I would imagine, of signal strength. And I was decks awash. I was not surfaced. I had because it was so far away, I wanted to see where I was. I had the sail sticking out. I think a low-frequency radio would have been hard-pressed to do that. 230 feet at, 8 inches under the water. But rock solid performance. It did not drop out once. Real-time feedback for signal strength. I think we've got this. And just a comment too, like I had such a great time playing with the radio yesterday, getting everything all set up. These things will do like anything that you want them to do and more than you'll ever need. You were gonna say something?
Yeah, I run quite often, okay? I've ran with a lot of RC submarines all over my career. What Bob was doing today far exceeds the normal operating distance of an RC submariner, and he had full control of his boat.
Without a glitch, without a drop, not a shake, not a rattle, nothing.
It's so game over. There's no issue now. Okay, what these radios are capable of in programming, and the ethos which was spawned from OpenTX, it's a breeze to do anything. We can rename the sticks, right?
Yeah,
We renamed rudder to helm. We renamed elevator to stern planes. We renamed the aileron to rudder, right? That was it. And elevator to fair water. You could do what you want. I have my stern planes pitch control on the left where you normally keep the rudder, right? I mean the
throttle.
Because I use the throttle on a knob. It just looks like a real ship control panel. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
And for this, and those new radios can be really like intimidating to a lot of people. One thing that we're gonna do is simplifying things, dumb it down so that anybody can do it. The radios that I offer, these Free Sky radios, I got set up as a distributor. So the idea is we're gonna create generic programming. Your radio will come pre-programmed, 100% ready to go. You just maybe need to adjust your endpoints and all that stuff depending on your linkages. But we'll make some videos, make life simple for everyone. Really excited for the future. It really, I felt super confident in the radio. I have no doubts, I have no reservations. So good things to come.
Game over, man. Game over.
So with that, coming to you from a highway in Houston on the way up to the Woodlands, this is Bob Martin, RCSubGuy, here with Subed. And you guys have a great weekend, and we'll catch you next week.